Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Martin Belvoir Auto Spa. So today we're going over another DIY detail product. This one is probably the one that I'm going to find the most interesting other than the gold standard polish, because we all know, you might not know if the brand DIY Detail started by Nick and Ivan. Ivan, with his long history, he loves paint correction, mainly sprayable compounds, and Rinseless Wash. He's a big proponent of Rinseless Wash. And I do use Rinseless Wash occasionally, mainly because I don't always like to break out the water to wash my vehicle. And Rinseless Wash affords me an opportunity to kind of just relax more and wash it without, having to set everything up, break everything down. All you need is a bucket of water and a wash mitt, towels, whatever it may be. So we're gonna go over the Rinseless Wash because my car's not super dirty either. Now, some things with Rinseless Wash, Rinseless Wash is just as safe as a conventional wash. Now, the reason wherein it lies that it can be dangerous is your drying technique. Now, Rinseless Wash provides lubrication as you're drying, so people will say it is technically safer than using regular soap. However, when you're using regular soap, if you are using a drying aid or you're just using forced air like I do to dry your car, then it's just as safe. But we're going to go over with the Rinseless Wash and we're going to see how it is. It did lightly rain. I drove my car through it, so my car is covered in a layer of nice dirty film, not super dirty, especially around the wheel wells. You got some dirt there. So we're going to see how this Rinseless Wash does. Now, this Rinseless Wash also, this is a, what I'm used to using. Let me go grab it here. Find it. There you are. The Rinseless Wash I normally use, and I've been using for a long time, is Wolfgang. Wolfgang Uber Rinseless Wash and the Uber SiO2 Rinseless Wash. I like the SiO2 because it adds ceramic into the formula. So then you knock out two birds with one stone. But Wolfgang regular Uber Rinseless, also very good. And these are more polymer based. This is kind of in the middle. It uses polymer, but also uses a lot of, not a lot, but it uses more surfactants than you would typically find in a Rinseless Wash. So it's going to be a little bit stronger. And because of that, it does foam. So I've got my IK Foam Pro 2 Plus here. So we're going to use the pre-treat method via foamer. Now normally, here's what I use to pre-treat. As I just use a spray bottle, and I just spray the surface down to pre-treat, and then I go over it with the Rinseless Wash. We're not going to do that this time. We're going to try it in a foamer. So just keep in mind, guys, you can use it in a spray bottle. It's fine. I'm just going to be using it in a foamer. So let's just look at the bottle real quick. So Rinseless Wash, wash and shine, blah, blah, blah. Some warnings, how-to videos, SDS. So here we go. Rinseless Wash utilizes new technology in emulsifiers and polymers to lift dirt and debris away from the surface without scratches. How to use. So for hand washing, we're going to add 1 ounce per 2 gallons of water. My bucket's got a little over, it's a 3-gallon bucket, so it's got a little bit over 2, so we'll do like 1.5 ounces. Less is more with this stuff, by the way. Don't go overboard or you're going to run into streaking problems. It says for foam cannon, add 4 to 5 ounces to your foam cannon and fill with water. So I've got about 32 ounces of water in here, so that's about what a foam cannon full capacity holds. So let's get this set up. First, I'm going to open the IK foamer, and I did rinse this out. It's had wheel cleaner in it before. I've got like, I don't know how many foamers though, so it's probably some wheel cleaner residue still left in here. I rinsed it and flushed it out as best as I could though. So it said add 4 to 5 ounces. We'll go with 4 ounces. I grab my measuring cup here. All right, so open this up and we'll give it a whiff. And it smells like Jolly Ranchers. That's pretty good. Some people don't like that the sweet smells though, but oops, this isn't the best pouring method. Spilled some on the floor. Alright, 4 ounces. Okay, let's get 4 ounces in there. And I believe what they said is a capful is about 1/2 ounce, so if you want to just measure by the capful, you can do that as well. You don't have to bust out the measuring thing and all that. Get this twisted on. Then we're going to pressurize it. Now, because this is the Foam Cup Pro 2 Plus, now I do know DIY Detail sells IK foamers, and if you look in the description down below, you'll see my discount code there for 10% off from their website. That does directly support this channel, by the way, if you want to use it. I don't know if they're foamers or Foam Pro 2 or 2 Plus, but the 2 Plus has a Schrader valve, so you can pressurize it instead of pumping it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You can use an air compressor. I've got a big air compressor, I don't feel like turning it on, so I'm going to grab my portable air compressor. It's a Ryobi, so let me grab that. Alright, so here's my little portable Ryobi compressor. Now, most power tool companies have something similar. If you don't have any power tools, you can just buy a generic battery-powered rechargeable one on Amazon, which works as well. And then, so we basically inflate this and wait for this valve to pop up and release the excess air. It's a pressure relief valve. So, warning, this is a little loud, so if you're wearing headphones, you get the volume turned up, you might want to turn it down or mute it for a second. Let's go ahead and get this inflated. So as you can see, the Foam Pro 2 doesn't hold a whole lot of pressure. It's not my favorite foamer, but it'll do for rinseless washing. If I'm doing wheel cleaners, I like to use like Marilex or something, or I use that big old Foam Pro 12 there over on the floor. That holds a lot more pressure and a lot more liquid. But you can use a Foam Pro 12 if you want for this stuff and pre-treat the whole car that way. That's completely fine, but I'm just going to use a small one. Now, let's get the water bucket and get that set up. So let me go grab that. Alright, now there is my bucket of water. The water is warm because I used an immersion heater because it's a little chilly out, so I don't want to freeze my hands. Immersion heaters are nice. Yeah, you plug them in. Yes, it's electricity close to water, but so is a pressure washer. They're completely fine. They use a ground as long as you're on a GFCI circuit, which your average house is. If it does cause a short, I mean, one, you don't put your hands in there while the immersion heater's in there, but if it does cause a short, it'll cut the power. You don't got to worry about it. That's how electricity is designed to work. So what does this say? 1 ounce per 2 gallons? Yeah, so we're going to do 1.5 ounces. So, this doesn't have 1 ounce measures, it only goes up to 2. So let me grab my little measuring cups. Yeah, these little 1 ounce measuring cups. They're super cheap. You can buy a whole pack of them. They're used for medicine and such, but I've repurposed them. All right. 1 ounce. One and a half. Nice warm water. Now I don't have the DIY Detail Rinseless Wash sponge, the N71, which is fine because I already have a Rinseless Wash sponge. You don't need to use a Rinseless Wash sponge. You can use a wash mitt and you can use microfiber towels. But arguably, people will say the Rinseless Wash sponges work the best. So I've got the Rag Company Ultra Black sponge. Now I believe the DIY Detail, half of that is this material, the black side, and the other side is the red side, which is similar to the Optimum Big Red sponge. I believe that's what Ivan had said. So get that soaked. Oh, that water is still hot. I left it soaking for a little bit too long, but that's all right. All right, you let that soak in there. I want it to really absorb all that rinseless wash. Now let's get out to the car and inspect it and see the dirt and grime that's on it. Okay, so here's my car, Kia Stinger. Now I'm not going to go over the whole car on camera. You can see it is pretty dirty. I'm going to do this back section right here on camera. So you can see there's some dirt down here. It's just got a film all over. This is a ceramic coated car, so it does come clean relatively easily. I'm not going to do the wheels on camera, but you can rinseless wash wheels as well. I've got a video on that using a different product, but same process. So let me get the camera set up. I'm going to set it in the garage because it's a little windy. There we go. first let's pre-treat, see how it foams on. Ooh. Yeah, you can see why IK foamers aren't my favorite. They don't hold a lot of pressure. But still pretty good nonetheless. I do like how that foams. That foams really nicely. So now it's pre-treated. Take our wash bucket. Now you only need one bucket with rinseless wash, and the reason for that is rinseless wash, when you rinse whatever off in there, it pulls the wash itself, the polymers pull all the dirt down to the bottom. You can use 2 buckets if you want. You really only need that with soap, but rinseless, you're completely fine doing a 1 bucket method. But to each their own, do however you feel comfortable. You can start from the top and work our way down. Be sure to wring that out. Now if you are worried about it still holding onto the dirt, you can get 2 sponges and alternate. I know that's I think Nick did a video showing that. So I'm gonna go grab my drying towel, we're gonna dry that off and compare it to the rest of the car. So here I've got a Chemical Guys Woolly Mammoth drying towel. This is just a plush drying towel, nothing special. This thing's freaking huge though. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to add some protection as you're drying, you could use ceramic gloss or your favorite detail spray. Spray it on the surface and then you dry it off. I'm not going to because my car is ceramic coated, but I use a different family of products that I personally like to use. You can use ceramic gloss on any ceramic coated car or non-ceramic coated car. I just prefer to use other methods for my personal vehicle. That's just my reasoning. But anyways, get the rest of this dried off. All right. Now let's go and inspect our work. That is, you can still see, I don't even know if the camera's picking it up, it's drying as we're looking at it. The spot's a little bit wet because it's not the best drying towel in the world, but we'll go and look here. So, especially down here, like all the dirt is completely gone. Surface is nice and smooth and clean. Nothing's scratched up or anything, not any more than it already was, which it's not scratched up too bad, but I do have some markings on here. Go look at the back here, nice and clean looking compared to over here. We can still see all the dirt and grime. So yeah, this stuff, I mean, I had no doubt that it would work, so I mean, it's good stuff, but yeah, pretty impressed with it, and it does have some really good foam, so that's a plus. Anyways, let's go back for our final thoughts. Alright, so DIY details, rinseless wash. Overall, very good stuff. Very good rinseless wash option. It smells really good if you like sweeter smells. And it foams if you want to use it in a foamer now. It is a little expensive to use in a foamer. Look at how much we used. Whereas if I was just doing your standard rinseless wash, pre-treat in a bottle, normally with this, and I'm sure they'll probably comment below and correct me if I'm wrong, but in a 32-ounce bottle, for pre-treating, I would put about an ounce or a half ounce in this of this in a 32 or 16-ounce bottle. Probably a half ounce would work for either one. And that's what I do to pre-treat to spray it on. That's going to be a lot more cost-effective than filling up a foamer and foaming it on, because you do need more of the product to create that foam. But on the flip side, if your vehicle is incredibly dirty, or if you want to use this as a pre-soak for a wash with their incredible suds, because this is going to have more pre-cleaning power without touching than incredible suds will, I believe. You can put this in a foam cannon too, and you can just blast away that way. I mean, I probably put too much in this foamer, because it does say for a foam cannon 4 to 5 ounces, and foam cannons do dilute with water, so I probably would have been fine just putting a couple ounces in here. But I'll leave I'll pin a comment below once I get all those ratios figured out, because it's not on the bottle. I'm not sure if it's on the website, but I will pin it below for y'all guys to see. But pretty good product overall. Pretty happy with it. Definitely a great option. So go ahead and check out my link below to their website. It'll automatically apply the discount code. Otherwise, I'm going to list the discount code there as well. I believe it is 10% off. So that's, you're going to have to pay shipping, of course, but you can take 10% off your order. Otherwise, I do have these on Chicago Auto Pros, I believe, and then there's a website in Canada, if you're in Canada, that you can buy this from as well. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below, and go ahead and leave the video a like. That all supports the channel as well. It's a free way of supporting the channel, and subscribe if you haven't already. But again, that's all I've got. I'll see you in the next video. Keep them clean. Have a good one.